Here at Clutter Clearing, we don't talk about getting rid of our clutter. We don't talk about chucking it, binning it, or trashing it either. That's because we know how the language we use triggers feelings that can influence our ability to make balanced, realistic decisions. That's why here at Clutter Clearing, we talk about letting go of the things in our clutter that we don't need and won't use in the near future. Letting go is a kinder way to treat the things in our clutter that we don't need and won't use, and gives us more options about what to do with the things that we let go of. For example, we might let them go to someone else, a charity or thrift store, recycling, and yes, maybe rubbish or trash. Having worked with clutterholics and hoarders for over 20 years, I know there are some common challenges that we face when we're letting go of things in our clutter. One of those common challenges is that we tell ourselves that we will use it eventually. Many of us justify keeping things in our clutter because it's something that we do or could use in the future. We may not need it now or plan to use it in the near future, but we tell ourselves and others that we'll probably use it eventually. This is just another way of saying it might come in useful and avoid making a decision, knowing that no one can challenge the fact that we might actually use it. So here are 5 reasons why you will never clear your clutter if you use this to justify keeping your clutter. So first, saying that I will use it eventually is a vague deadline. You will never clear your clutter when you make decisions based on a vague deadline of eventually. The Cambridge Dictionary defines the word eventually as in the end, especially after a long time or a lot of effort, problems, etc. The truth is, everything in our clutter might get used eventually in the end after a long time. However, while you wait to use them, those things take up space in your home, remain part of your clutter, and keep you from making progress on your journey by clearing your clutter and living your clutter-free best life. When you clear your clutter the clutter clearing way, we don't make decisions based on eventually, because it's one of the many reasons why we have our clutter challenge in the first place. We make decisions based on the near future. So for example, for household items or food, that's up to a maximum of 1 calendar month. In the modern world, you will easily be able to get to the supermarket or have a home delivery to replace household items or food within 1 calendar month. So realistically, you don't need more than a month's worth of stock taking up space in your home. I had several clients who accumulated and stockpiled toilet rolls at the start of the pandemic. They justified keeping them all because they would use them all eventually. However, after doing the usage exercise that you do on step 1 of your 7-step journey, they discovered it would take them literally years to use all the toilet rolls that they had. You need a clear deadline against which to make a balanced, realistic decision. You can let go of any clutter or stock that you do not plan to use by that deadline. For example, as we said, you only realistically need enough food and household items for a maximum of 1 month. You only realistically need enough beauty products for 6 months to 1 year. It's not about the life of the product, it's about hygiene. You only realistically need the clothes that you wear regularly, as defined by at least 7 times in a year. The second reason why you will never clear your clutter if you tell yourself that you will use it eventually is because of accumulation denial. You will never clear your clutter unless you stop accumulating things that you don't need and won't use in the near future. When you have clutter, you have accumulation habits that you don't realize you have until you've climbed step 1 of your 7-step journey. We often automatically buy things that we know we use when they're on special offer or free, even though we're completely oblivious to the fact that we already have a year's worth of supply at home. Way more than we realistically need in the near future. We justify it because we save money, although what we save in financial terms costs us in space and new clutter. Telling ourselves that we won't let go of something because we'll use it eventually also ignores two key facts. So first, we're almost certainly accumulating things faster than we're using them because of habits and assumptions. And second, it's going to take us more than a month to use it. The third reason why you will never clear your clutter if you tell yourself that you will use it eventually is because of a fear of waste. You will never clear your clutter if you have a fear of waste. If you were brought up to believe that letting go of things that you didn't use was a waste, then you can thank previous generations for your struggle to let go. You need to start reframing, retraining, and re-educating yourself about what waste really is to ensure that this outdated belief doesn't sabotage your clutter clearing success. Re-educate yourself for the modern world. Things and money are only wasted when you don't use them in the near future. Although you may not be able to use them in the near future, someone else usually can, especially if those things are likely to go out of date before you can realistically use them yourself. Reframe your perception of waste. You only waste things that are in date, not used, in excess of what you need in the near future, and sitting in your clutter. When you let them go to someone who will use them quicker than you, either directly or through a local food bank, for example, you are preventing waste and supporting your community, whilst also clearing some clutter to make more space in your home, getting you closer to your clutter-free goal and best life. The fourth reason why you will never clear your clutter if you tell yourself that you will use it eventually is because it requires you to sacrifice space. While you could choose to keep everything that you believe you would use eventually, if it's realistically going to take you up to a year to use them, you will need to sacrifice space to store them for that year while you slowly use them, assuming that you stop accumulating. Letting go is a win-win situation. Someone who needs those things now can have them now, and in return, you will instantly have more space in your home. The fifth and final reason why you will never clear your clutter if you tell yourself that you will use it eventually is because of your perfectionism. Yes, you might use the things in your clutter eventually, but you probably said that when you accumulated them years ago and they eventually turned into clutter. When you struggle with perfectionism, you have unrealistically high expectations and standards. It's like the ultimate quality control, and anything less than the perfect decision is interpreted as a waste. So best to hold on to things while you make the perfect decision. Your perfectionism is in control, and behind your perfectionism is fear. Fear of failure, the future, the past, the void, change, success, making a mistake. You name it, it's driving your denial that is making you keep things that you won't realistically use in the near future, and that is sabotaging your success. Spoiler alert, there's no such thing as the perfect decision. There's only taking action by making a realistic decision in the present, getting the feedback from taking that action, and learning from that feedback to make better decisions in the future. The perfect decision is one that ensures the things in your clutter are being used for the purpose they were made as quickly as possible, by the perfect person to use those things as quickly as possible. And that's probably not you. So let it go to someone who is perfect so that they can use them now. You can clear your clutter forever, or you can clear your clutter fast, but you can't clear your clutter forever fast. If you're ready to start your journey to your clutter-free best life, click on the link with this video and find out how I can help you.